It's the story of a captain of a large container ship who gets up to haul his boxes, those huge containers, down the shipping lanes of the world, and one day his ship is attacked by 4 young men from the absolute other end of the world. And that encounter, that trial of strength, that test of wills, whatever you want to call it, that becomes ever more intense as the Navy turn up to stop the attack, that's what the film's about. It's a crime story on the far-flung ocean frontier of the New World that tells you something about, the great forces driving us, and is an intensely personal character story. It's a part of the world that's got a story to tell, and its people have a story to tell. And I wanted young men who understood that part of the world to tell it. And we were very lucky to get the 4 actors that we did, and I think they've done a fantastic job of absolutely showing, the criminality and the recklessness and the violence of those men, but also the desperation and the humanity. It was very interesting to me watching how the crew responded as he built the part. And I very clearly remember the last day of filming, when it was his last day. And, at the end of any actor's performance, the tradition is, somebody says, and that's part complete for Mr. whoever, and everybody gives them a round of applause. And when it was part complete for Mr. Tom Hanks, I've never heard an ovation on a film set. That's the crew, the other actors. I've never seen an ovation that was so warm and heartfelt. People loved him, and more to the point, they knew that they had seen over that previous 12 weeks or 16 weeks or whatever it was, a brilliant, brilliant performance unfolding in front of them. Quite a few times we'd set out to shoot that stuff and the sea would be too calm. There were some times when we set out to shoot it when it was, there'd be a very strong swell and a very high wind, and you just couldn't. It was just simply too dangerous to go out in the skiffs and do what we needed to do. But there was a sort of sweet spot where the ride was dynamic, but it was still controllable. But in the end, you're working on the edge, And I remember when we started it, they get alongside the ships and we had safe distances and things they couldn't do. We didn't want them to climb all the way up the ladder and onto the ship in one go because, there was great danger. If you fell, that'd be it. I mean, you'd be under and through the propeller of the huge container ship. And as we went on, they became more and more and more confident. I remember on the last day, we literally were screaming at them to stop. You cannot cross that safety line. But they were very game.